acclamation, Mr. H. Satish. Mr. H. Satish is the first Indian to be honored with EFIP and MFIP in nature color prints. He is also the youngest Indian to be awarded the distinction of MFIP and the first to get 2 master's distinction from International Photography Organization for his nature photography. Mr. Satish has judged more than 35 international and 40 national photographic salon or exhibitions. His pictures have been featured in all the guidebooks published by Outlook Traveler and Today Travel Plus magazines. Further, his works were part of calendars which included WWF, BML, Rail, MICO, MCF, and Canara Bank. Andhra Pradesh Photography Academy has published a book on his wildlife photographic journey. Mr. Satish has won more than 1,000 national and international awards, which includes Karnataka State Artist Award by Karnataka Lalit Kala Academy for his achievements in the field of art photography. Here we present Mr. Satish. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you very much.
Just a minute. Now, just a minute. Let me save the screenshot. Okay, done. Now, friends, as we are aware, we are also publishing e-bulletin of Dhanbad Camera Club. And almost every year, we come out with 50 plus, around 60 pages bulletin. This month also, we have published our almost 60 pages DCC bulletin. And this month's bulletin is having some special feature apart from legendary photographer. We are trying to do a photo workshop or photo walk every month for the members of the club. So last month we did a different type of photo workshop for 2 days. We invited a model from Kolkata, and it was limited to only 5 members, and they all enjoyed a lot. Anilji will show you the few photographs of that photo workshop. Now it is time to release our bulletin. It's a very, very, very prestigious and very important segment of our webinar. I'll request our Chief Advisor, Sri Anil Risar Singh sir, to release our April bulletin of Bharatiya Club. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, Mukesh ji. Good evening and namaskar, friends. Mukesh ji, may I share my screen now?
Sure, sir. आपको सतीश जी को दोनों को परमिशन दे दी.
Can you see it?
Yes, sir.
So I'll reduce the size so you can see in full view of this e-bulletin of Dhanbad Camera Club.
Sir, just a minute, sir. Sir, just a minute.
Okay.
Friends, recently Anil sir posted on Facebook this photograph of vintage car, and I liked it so much that without taking his permission, I decided to put it on the cover page. Okay, sir, continue.
Actually, I wish to thank the editor of the bulletin choosing my picture on the cover. So thank you so very much, Mukesh ji. It's always a pleasure and honor that you are using my picture on the cover of your e-bulletin. So now I'll increase a size little bit so that this is the index contents. What we are having on different pages of this issue, and we all know this is the executive body of Dhanbad Camera Club. We all are familiar with the executive members, and this page is having the president's message and what points president discussed over here will be having in detail later on. So now this page is having achievements. So some achievements by me And then this is Rose Circuit Certificate awarded to our advisor, Lisa Slenzer, for judging it. Beautiful certificate. And then Mr. Mukesh Srivastav's achievements. He conducted a 2 days workshop at IIT Dhanbad, interacting with the very keen students of IIT Dhanbad. These students are very much interested in photography, and in a large number they attended this workshop. Then Mr. Sitaram Paul's achievement. He has got 50 acceptances, 5 awards, and 12 new work. And these are his 2 images which were accepted or awarded. So very strong going, Mr. Paul. Hearty congratulations. And then Mr. Rakesh Kishore Sahai's achievement, 3 acceptances, and this is a certificate from PSA on the picture. I think it's a photo travel picture, whatever it is. Very nice going. Then we all know today we'll be having Mr. H. Satish, a renowned nature and wildlife photographer from India. He is not only doing wildlife photography, but also pictorial photography. And in his nature or wildlife photography, we always have the pictorial touch. So it's we call it Sone Pe Suhaga, and we are looking forward for his Tusker trade story of elephants. I would like to let you know, friends, that Mr. Satish nickname is also Tusker. So Tusker will telling about the Tusker this evening. We are looking forward on behalf of Dhanbad Camera Club, and on my own behalf, I welcome Mr. Satish and looking forward for his interesting talk on elephants.
Thank
Then,
you, sir.
as the president of DCC, Mr. Mukesh said that on 23rd May, we'll be having our guest will be Mr. Ricardo Busi, the president of FIEP, and the topic will be along the road. So this may also be very interesting presentation, and we are looking forward for this. Now, you all know that we are having a permanent column, legendary photographers, especially legendary photographers which are not alive today, not with us. They have no more physically with us, but their work, we can see and learn a lot and appreciate the work. And when I was gathering the information of Man Ray, a legendary photographer, I was astonished the wonderful work made by Man Ray. So it is very important to know about our past legendary photographers and to see their work. As I said, mainly we are having the legendary photographer which are no more with us. But I always think artist never dies. They are always with us in the form of their creation. So I am not going to read out these lines, this article. You may go on afterwards, but few lines I'll read it out for you. And Man Ray was an American visual artist who spent most of his career in Paris. He was a significant contributor to the Dada and Surrealistic movement, although his ties to each were informal. He produced major work in variety of media, but considered himself a painter and above all, a photographer. So now we'll see some of his wonderful works. As I said, by seeing legendary photographers' work, we can learn a lot. Just see how these are some kaleidoscopic images. In that time, how difficult it was to visualize such images. Wonderful work. He was a great visualizer and executor. This is the painter Dali with his wonderful mustaches. Just see the kaleidoscopic touch of this portrait study. The flow of this portrait. Very unique treatment given by legendary photographer Mandarin. Another wonderful work. And Mandarin left for his heavenly abode on 18th November 1976 at the age of 86 years in Paris, France. So this is all about the legendary photographer Mandarin. And then DCC conducted the photo workshop on 30th and 31st March for only 5 members, 2 indoor sessions and 1 outdoor session. Outdoor session was conducted at the Maithan Dam with the model on one boat and the members on another boat. Sunita Mandal, a theatre artist come fashion model from Kolkata, was kind enough to perform as the model. And these are some statement given by the model, Madam Sunita Mandal, a fellow of CVA. And this is the group photograph after indoor and outdoor session. And it was the 25th DCC photo walk or workshop, you can say. I always say that Dhanbad Camera Club is a very active club. Quite often, they used to have workshops and outings in groups. That is the advantage of a club. And this is the behind the scene indoor and outdoor session, some visuals, some more interaction with the model. Now, this is the outdoor session. As it was said, the model was on one boat and the photographers were on the other boat. So there was an added opportunity to make the unique pictures. And now the photo clicked by the members, these 2 pictures by Mr. Ajay Singh. And these 2 pictures are Mr. Sagar Parmar. Other 2 pictures by Mr. Rakesh Kishore Sahai. And these images by Chinta Haran Ghosh. Prajaval Bhattacharji's 2 images of the outdoor session with the model. Now, these are Sukanta Ghosh 2 images. Wonderful cloud there in the background. It is always very refreshing to see the images of other fellow photographers. By seeing, we learn a lot. These 2 pictures by the mentor, Mr. Mukesh Srivastava. These are also by Mr. Mukesh Srivastava. Previous 2 images were in monochrome and these are in color. And then photo clicked by DCC member, these 2 pictures by me, made during the Kosani Puransh workshop very recently in the month of March, 2 images from that workshop. And now these 2 images by our advisor from US, Madam Lisa Slenzer. And these two images, photo clicked by DCC members during, unfortunately, no name is mentioned over here.
It's my picture, sir.
Okay, okay. It is made by Mukeshji. Then Mr. Sitaram Paul's two images. And these two images by Mr. Ajay Singh. And these two images, flower study by Mr. Desh Bhushan Jainji from Noida. And Sir Rakesh Kishore Sahai's two photo travel images, if I am correct. Then Mr. Sukanta Ghosh two images. Mr. Pradeep Kumar Ray's two images. Very nice. I felt that members' images, the quality has improved a lot. So this is a very positive sign of any club. These two images by Mr. Deepak Thakur and these two images by Mr. Sagar Parmarji and Mr. Vivek Joshi's two images. Then photo clicks by CVA DCC members during the month of March. Mr. Ajit Joshi's two architectural studies. Mr. Sudeep Roy's two nature studies. Now, Madam Chitra Joshi's two images. And these are Mr. Akhil Hardia's from Indore's work. And Mr. Amitabh Thapariyal from Dehradun. I think these two images are again made during the Buranj Kosani workshop.
Yes.
And Mr. Praveen Jaggis from Chandigarh. I think Hola Mohalla's images. Very nice. And these are Mr. Prasanto Kumar Das, two pictures. And Mr. Shatrughan Sinha's two nature studies. So a lot of images by the members of DCC we are having in this e-bulletin. Very encouraging. Yes. Mr. Vishnu Patel's two images. And this is the detail of the different webinars DCC had. Our first webinar was in the year 2020. And we all know that today is 53rd webinar. Very strong going. Hearty congratulations, DCC. And this is the page. If you wish to be a member of DCC, go through this page, pay the required fees and be a member of Dhanbad Camera Club. And I always say the media coverage is very, very important thing. And Dhanbad Camera Club always have very nice media coverage of different events organized by DCC. And this is the information of last month's webinar by Mr. Ashok Mansoor, and you can have the YouTube recording by going on this. And this is the back cover of this e-bulletin, and author is Mr. Mukesh Srivastava. So this is about all of this month's DCC e-bulletin. And now I stop sharing my screen and handing over to Mukesh ji.
Thank you very much, sir.
My pleasure.
So for the presentation, we are awaiting. Now I'll request our guest tonight, Sri H. Satish ji, to go for his presentation. Over to you, sir. Over to you, Satish ji.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Please.
So, good evening, friends, ladies and gentlemen. So, it's a great pleasure to be with DCC as always. So, I don't feel I am a guest here. I am part of DCC because since the inception of DCC, I have been attending most of the programs. And I think if I am right, this is my third presentation in DCC.
Yes,
on
very
different
true.
on different topic.
Yes, very true.
Yes. So today, among all the animals and birds, I love the elephants most, and have been called as a Tusker also, as Mr. Anil Risal Singh sir said. And I have photographed a lot of elephants since my photography career that I started long back. And I thought I should start giving a presentation on the story of elephants because most of the people, when since childhood, we keep seeing many of the elephants and see their activities, love them a lot, and because of many reasons. As all the basic reason for loving elephant is one thing that it is very much related to our God, Lord Ganesh. Because since childhood, we have been performing the puja in Ganesh Chaturthi time to Lord Ganesh because the face of the Lord Ganesh is elephant. And the story, as all of you know, that I don't have to repeat it again. And then the main aspect of today's presentation is that in the whole world, the elephant is shared between only two continents, that is Africa and India as a subcontinent. And many of the Asiatic elephants that is spread in Southeast Asia and Africa, they are totally different in their DNA or in their species also. So I just want to tell you more about and share more about the story of elephant through my visuals. But first, let me introduce you to my topic today through a video presentation of 3 minutes. Just go through this video. After that, I start my slide presentation. Can you see my screen, sir?
Yeah, it's visible.
Can you hear the sound?
Yes.
No, audio is not coming.
I can hear Satish ji.
Oh. No, there is problem.
Can you hear Mukesh ji?
I'm not able to hear, but anyway, I think others are listening.
Sir, we are not able to hear you.
Yeah.
The song.
Yeah.
The sound of the video is not audible, but Satish ji's voice is audible.
Yes. Video is not audible.
Yes, just a minute.
Yes, now it is audible.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय गुरु मे देव वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा
Dear friends, we shall see how geographically our India was formed. 2 million years ago, our divided continents were not there. That time, only one landmass was there as supercontinent, which was called as Pangaea. 4 sides around this was only a huge ocean named Panthalassa. All the countries and continents were formed by the drift of these plates. And these plates are drifting even today, and hence there will be continuous changes in environment. With the geographical changes, these present countries and continents are formed, including India. According to research, due to the drifting of Pangaea, the planet was divided into two: Laurentia to the north and Gondwana to the south was formed. Between these two divisions, oceans were formed and named as Pantheas. In the region of Pangaea, 3 continents were formed, namely North America, Europe, and Asia. In the region of Gondwana, South America, Africa, Australia, and Antarctica was formed. Now our subcontinent India was part of Gondwana then and was part of Africa also. Slowly, due to the drifting of plates, continents separated and India separated from Africa and moved towards Asia and joined the great Himalayas. This is the birth of the present subcontinent India.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So that was the major story of how our India was formed and how we share animals and birds from Africa, and it is very similar what we find in India too. So now I'll share my screen. Can you see now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So the elephant, as all of you know that, is one of the most beautiful, very intelligent, and the largest animal on the land. So this animal, as it is one of the largest also, the man who is very small, he can control this gigantic animal. But before this, I want to tell you more about how we have shared through the video I have already told, how we have shared very similar animals between Africa and India. Now here you can see the African elephant. Now this is the biggest elephant that is found in Africa savannas called Craig. Let us first see how different animals are shared between Africa and India. Africa is the large continent and India is a subcontinent. And these are the very few animals that only for the slideshow I'm showing you. We share elephants. The elephants which are in Africa are called as African elephants. The scientific name is the Loxodonta africana. And the Asiatic elephant are called as, particularly the Indian elephant are called as Elephas maximus indicana. So we have got 3 species of elephants. In Africa itself, we have got 2 species, which is called as the savanna or grassland elephants, which is the largest among all the 3 elephants. The second one is the bush elephant or the forest elephant, which lives in Western and Central Africa, which are slightly smaller in size than the savanna elephants. And they have rounded ears compared to the savanna, this thing, and quite small. We also have cheetahs. And in India, through Iran and Iraq, our cheetahs traveled from Africa and came to India many centuries and millions of years ago. And in India, we had a very large number of cheetahs. And the last cheetah, which was hunted by the kings of Madhya Pradesh, was in 1942 in Madhya Pradesh. We also have lions. Both Africa and India, we share lions. The African lion is entirely different. The Asiatic lion, which is found only in Gir forest in Gujarat, among the Asian countries, is another species. We also have crocodiles and rhinoceros. Rhinoceros in Africa, we have 2 varieties. That is 2-horned rhinoceros, which is also called as white rhino, as well as black rhino is also found in Africa. And in India, we have only 1-horned rhinoceros, which is found in Assam region, as well as in Nepal, because Nepal and India, we share the border, and some of the rhinos, they move from this border to that border, or from the forest to forest. We also have leopards. The common leopards are very similar between Africa and India. We have got very large number of population in both the continents. And buffalo, in African, buffalo is entirely different, which is very strong and very gigantic. And in India, we have buffaloes, which is a wild buffalo, which is found only in Assam. Among the birds that we share between Africa and India are flamingos. As all of you know that flamingos are found in both Rajasthan, down the south, as well as in Africa. Hornbills, there are plenty of different colorful hornbills in Africa. And in India, we have pied hornbill, great hornbills, and gray hornbills, all those things. Starlings, bee-eaters, rollers. In Africa, we call it as African rollers. In India, we call it as Indian roller, or also called as Neelakanta. We have bustards. Bustards, particularly in India, are very highly endangered. It's in the verge of extinction, and it is called as Indian bustard. And of course, doves and pigeons are very common among both the countries. Now we will come to the main subject of today, that is the elephant. The African elephant, which you are seeing at the top of the frame, is Loxodonta africana, which is a scientific name. And the bottom, you are seeing the Asiatic elephant. The Asiatic elephants are also called as Indian elephant because among the Asiatic elephants, 90% of the elephants are found in India, Sri Lanka, and other parts. The other Asiatic elephants are found in Indonesia, Bali, Sumatra, and all. The one which is found in Sumatra region, the elephant, is called as the pygmy elephant because that is the shortest elephant among all these species of elephants that is found. And the height is maybe around 6.5 feet of pygmy elephants. The height of the African elephant is almost approximately 12 to 13 feet at the shoulder. An Indian elephant is approximately between 8 to 10 feet height at the back. The shoulder is taken for the African elephant at the shoulder, you can see here. The back of the Indian elephant are taken at the back of the body. The weight of the African elephant is almost about 6,000 kilos. And the Asiatic elephant is, the height is also less, the weight is also less compared to Africa. So our Indian elephants will weigh between 4,500 kilos to 5,000 kilos. And the largest ears are found in African elephants and the small ears are found in Indian elephants. The shape of the African elephant is of the same shape of the African map. And the shape of the Indian elephant is the same shape of the Indian map. So this is very something surprising and very rarely you come to know about this particular points. And ears are very strong and they flap the ears to get more moisture and more air so that their body will be kept cool. Otherwise, because of the heat in the temperature, the body will get too much of heat. So to keep their body cool, they have to flap their ears very regularly. And at the back of the ears, there are a lot of blood veins keep going, and they keep the blood veins cool. You can see the shape of the size of the African elephant ears are very big, and our Indian elephants are small. But hearing is very, very strong in elephants. And the head portion in particularly the African elephant is single dome. One dome of elephant skull is there. Whereas in Indian, there are two domes on the head. So the shape is very beautiful. Our Indian elephant is more beautiful. So if you see both side by side, though the African elephant is gigantic and very masculine and very hugely built, but the beauty of elephant is lies in Indian elephant. It is more, the anatomy of the Indian elephant is more beautiful. Now coming to the tusks, the tusk is nothing but the tooth that is grown outside the lips, outside the mouth. It's an incisor teeth that is grown outside the mouth. And in savanna elephants or the grassland elephants of Africa, the tusks are towards, it curves towards the sky, even in Indian elephants also. And the bush elephant or the forest elephant of of the African forest elephant, it goes straight towards the ground. Whereas in Indian elephant, the tusks are very large and they sometimes they cross each other, and it becomes quite difficult after a very long time for the elephant to lift, to take out the trunk out of that lock of the tusks and go for browsing or pulling the tree trunk or pulling the leaf. It becomes very difficult for Indian elephant when the tusks are crossed and if it is huge. Actually, the tusks are meant for different purposes, maybe digging in the ground or maybe cutting out the bark of the tree, or during the fight. All those things, the tusks are used. They are the costliest portion of the elephant body. And in the international market, the tusks of the elephant are the costliest. And now, since 20 years, they have banned selling the tusks of elephants, both in Africa as well as in India. When it comes to the nails in the foot, the African elephants, they have 4 nails on all the 4 foot. In Indian elephants, there are 5 nails in the front foot and 4 nails at the rear foot. The trunk and lips of the African elephant and Indian elephants are entirely different. The trunk of the African elephant is very strong and very long, and they have only there are two lips at the end of the trunk for African elephant, and there is only one single lip for Indian elephants. This trunk, when I show my other pictures, I keep talking about more about the trunk and its work. The body shape, as I said, it is more beautiful in Indian elephants, and the African elephant is entirely different. If you probably you people may be knowing how they take the length of the tigers. How do they measure the length of the tiger is from the nose tip to the end of the tail, how lengthy it is. Some of the tigers, it is around 8 feet to 10 feet. So 10 feet tiger is very, very rare and very masculine and very gigantic. In elephants particularly, they take from the tip of the trunk to the tip of the tail. And the recorded African elephant is 30 feet from the tip of the trunk to the tail tip. It is 30 feet. So that is the build of the elephants. So now our journey to the jungle starts with the visit of different jungles. Where do we find the elephants? In India, now I will not go back to African elephants. I will talk more about Indian elephants. In India, the South Indian jungles, they have the maximum elephant population, particularly Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala. They all have a large population. And when it comes to North India, it is the next Uttarakhand. Uttarakhand is one of the most favorable place for elephants, as well as particularly Assam. And Assam is also very good for elephants. So only in these regions you find elephants. And elephants, they need water very regularly because their body, it needs lot of water. And they also need a very good forest with very thick vegetation. And whether it is a green deciduous forest or semi deciduous forest, they don't mind. They want hills, water, grasslands, all these things. So wherever it is found like this, the elephants are found in those kind of forests. Now, when it comes to the Tusker, Tusker is the male elephant. So in African elephants, both male and female elephants will have the tusks. Whereas in India, only the male will have the tusks, not the female. And some of the females, they have just about 4 inches or 5 inches long tooth, which is called as tushes. It is not a tusk. So only the elephant will have, the male elephant, which is the tusker, it will have a tusks. And the male elephant, which does not have tusks, but it has got tushes, which is just 4 or 5 inches in males, which is very rare, is called as the makana. Makana is also a male elephant, and it has all the characteristics of the tusker. And the elephants are the tuskers are always feel they feel to go lonely always, and they don't socialize with the group very often. Only during the mating season, they get the sense of the female which is in puberty or which is in mating this thing. So they try to join that particular group to mate with that particular elephant. Otherwise, the elephants which becomes 17 years to 20 years of age, they separate from the group and they try to be lonely always, and they roam the jungle always alone. So the tuskers will develop the musk. You can see there is a next to the eye, between the eye and the ear, there is a black patch on the face. You can see that in this picture. It's called as the must gland. So during the mating season, they ooze out the must gland in this temple region. The portion of this is called as the temple region. So from the temple region, they ooze out the must gland, showing that they release some pheromones which spreads in the air and releases to the different groups, so that the other group females, they will know that the tusker which is in must is around this area. So during this muster time, the tuskers are very ferocious and they'll be waiting to mate with the female. And during in search of females, if they don't find them, they will be very ferocious during that time. So we have to be very careful facing them. Here you can see a beautiful tusker which is called as the Lal Khan in Corbett National Park. So the whole vegetation, the whole atmosphere, this is the kind of vegetation and atmosphere that elephants they need. A beautiful grassland, a beautiful forest area, and the water to bathe or to drink or anything. So when it comes to a small tuskers, they are always very docile, very gentle, and they don't harm generally anybody. Even the humans, if you approach them closely, they don't harm. Go to photograph the elephants. You should know the behavior of elephants, in what mood it is, and whether can we approach the elephant and in this mood, what it is going to do or anything. Sometimes when we are walking in the forest or when we are going in the forest, we don't see elephants, because here you can see one of the elephants, it is hiding in the bush. It is very, very difficult to see the elephant in this condition when it is camouflaging in the bushes. So even though they are very close at 10 feet or 15 feet, until they move or they make sound, we will not know that there are elephants. So this is one of the reasons that lot of human and animal conflicts will be happening around the periphery of the forest, around the border of the forest and the villages, where villagers, they get into the forest in search of food or to bring some dry sticks or dry wood and all. During that time, they will not see the elephant, which is very close. So the elephants, because of their bad sometimes the people, they charge at them with fire, they throw stones, they do a lot of other things. So elephants, they don't like humans to come very close. So that is one of the reasons when the human, they walk in front of the elephant without knowing, they charge and they kill them at a very close distance. This is the Lal Khan, which is one of the most smartest and very handsome guy that is found in Corbett National Park, because you can see the ears, it is totally red in color. This is not done with the processing, of course. So when you get a picture of this elephant, it is like this. The ear of the elephant, it shows the age of the elephant also, how old it is, how young it is, or if the very old males or the females, they develop, the ears will be cut into small pieces like, and also sometimes there will be holes in the ears. So that is how we can make a note of elephant, whether it is old elephant or young elephants. Usually these elephants, the tuskers, in particularly the African elephants, they live around 80 years, the life in the wild. Whereas Indian elephants, they live between 60 to 70 years in the wild. Here you can see the torn ears in the elephant ears. So that shows that how old is this elephant. So even though it is very gigantic and this thing, they are the gentlemen of the forest. and they don't mind when you are very close. If you don't harm them, or if you don't make any noise, or if you don't make sudden movements in front of them, they will be very docile and they will allow you to reach them at a very close distance. But what is the close distance that as a photographer or as a common man you can go? It should not be taken very lightly that because it is very calm and quiet, you can go and touch them. It is impossible for a wild this thing, because every animal and birds in the wild, they have some kind of a security distance. Once if you cross that security border, they will not be comfortable and they will charge you, and most of the times if the situation is very bad, they will also kill you. So these elephants, they have eyes which is compared to their whole body, the eyes is the smallest, and the ears, if you can compare the ear which is quite large, the eyes are very small. The sight of the elephant is very poor. They can see up to 25 feet, and beyond 25 feet, it will be slightly blurred. So if you are away from 50 feet to 100 feet or 200 feet, you can avoid elephants' sight, or you can avoid their this thing. But if you are very close, they can see your movement and they can come very close. And though the eyes are very small, they have very good sense of seeing at a very close distance. And they can even see a 1 rupee coin falling on the ground, or whatever it is just on the ground, they can see at a very clearly. And here you can see, as I said earlier, the must gland. It has started oozing out the must gland. You can see the black this thing liquid that is coming out of the temple region. In this picture, you can see the thickness of the skin. The skin has many folds, thousands of folds, and these folds of skin keeps them very cool. How? The wind, when it blows out, they can go into the fold and they can make the body cool. When they take the bath, the water will remain in that fold for a long time, so that the elephant will get more moisture to their body and they feel very cool. So that is why this skin is folded, though it is very thick. The thickness of the elephant skin is 1.5 inches, and the folds are more in African elephants, and the Indian elephant's skin is quite smooth compared to the African counterpart. Here you can see how close a gigantic, huge elephant, which is in mass, that we are facing at a very close distance for our photography purpose. When you are not disturbing the animal, you can go very close. And if you stay still for a very long time, you become friendly with the animal. The animal will think that you are not going to harm it, and they will come very close to you while grazing. And while eating the grass, they come very close, and they can even touch your vehicle also. But as a photographer, I am telling, you should not take risk. So the risk that you can take is approximately up to 15 feet. That's all. Then you should give them the freedom to move around, and you should go away from the place. A tusker can accommodate your presence at a closer distance when you are in the jeep or in a gypsy, because they also feel safe and you are also safe. But on the foot, they will not allow you even at 100 or 200 feet also. They will come and just chase you out. And here the animal, you can see by the body language. This is what I called as being a photographer. Just a second. Being a photographer, the main aspect of photographer is to know the behavior of animals first. 80% of knowing the behavior of animals will give you better images, and you can decide whether you can go near or far. You can also decide whether the animal is in a calm mood or whether it is ferocious. If it is single, it has got different mindset. If it is in a group, it has got different mindset. If it is with the calf, it has got different mindset. Supposing if the male has fought with another female and are separated, that time also it will be in different mode, which you should know, and you cannot approach it even at 100 or 200 feet distance. Supposing for this animal, what you are seeing, it is very calm and it is just moving in the forest on its own. So how I approached this elephant, you can see it has come very close to my vehicle and I am stand still even at 15 feet. You can see the position of the legs and where it is standing, it is away from the ground. Now I am taking my pictures in 35 to 70, 24 to 120 mm zoom lens at 30 mm or 35 mm at a very close distance. Now the elephant which is on the grass, if it does not feel the comfort of my presence at 15 feet, it will just give you a signal that it will get into the on the game road, that is on the mud road, and you can see the position of the head and the ears. It is entirely different. This is giving you a warning. Here you can see how calm it is. Here you can see how suddenly it is getting uncomfortable with your presence. So this is the moment that you have to get away from that and give its freedom and move away from that position. So these are the different behaviors that you have to keep studying when you are photographing also. You can see the trunk. The trunk of the elephant has got many work. It is like a hand. So it can pluck the grass, it can bring down the tree, it can push the tree and bring it down on the ground. It can fight, it can drink, and it can, the lip, what I told you at the end of the trunk, it can even lift 1 rupee coin which is falling on the ground. One of the occasions in Bandhavgarh National Park, when I was on the elephant back, my friend who was sitting with me, he dropped his lens cap on the ground. So the Mahout gave a command to the elephant, and it just picked that lens cap and gave it to Mahout. So you can see how nicely it can take the commands of the Mahout, and it can take a very tiny object also from the trunk. This trunk, it has got 40,000 muscles in the trunk, whereas our human body, for the whole body, we have got 650 muscles for the whole body, and you just compare 40,000 muscles in this trunk. So this trunk, it can do so many things, and many of the times they are used mainly for drinking water, eating food, and communicating with fellow elephants. Maybe it is a group of elephant, or with the baby, or with the auntie, or with the friends, or things like that. To communicate, they use these trunks also. Now, when the elephant is not in mood, when it does not like your presence, it will give you many signals. One of the first signal that they give that they are not happy with your presence is pushing the mud in the ground with the legs. They just push it many times and they create the dust. Next, they keep flapping the ears very fast and they charge at you 1 or 2 times. When the elephant is in the herd with the cubs, the mother will never charge. It is the auntie elephant which is next to it. It will charge. So the first, you can see the ears, the position of the ears, position of the trunk and the legs. They keep walking at you at a very fast speed. And this is the first warning. Next, if you don't go away from that, it will charge you at a speed of 40 kilometers per hour. So here you don't have escape from the elephant at all. They charge at you for 3-4 times to the vehicle. So for the second or third time charging, you should leave the place and go away. If you don't change the vehicle position, and if you be there, if you don't like, if the elephants doesn't like your presence, then they mean the business, and they will 100% they are going to hit the vehicle and topple down the vehicle. This has happened many times in the sanctuaries. So please don't take too much of risk until and unless you know the behavior of elephants, the mood of the elephants. Now, coming to the babies, the elephant gestation period is for 22 months in Indian elephant, whereas it is 24 months in African elephants. The female becomes ready to mate with the male only at the age of 7 to 8 years. When it is 7 to 8 year old, they come to the puberty and they can make mate with the tuskers. And once in every 5 years, they give birth to the calf. And the calf at the birth, it weighs nearly about 250 to 260 kilograms. And the African elephant calves are more in weight, maybe around 300 kilograms. So the calf, as soon as it is born, the elephant, the mother elephant, it will kick the baby and make it to stand on the 4 legs. And within 10 minutes or within 5 minutes, the baby has to stand on 4 legs. Otherwise, it will have a very difficult period. So until and unless the baby does not stand, the mother will not allow it. So they keep pushing it, they keep kicking it, and they make the baby to stand immediately. Because one of the reasons is that most of the elephants, they give birth in the jungles where the place is totally open and there are a lot of predators. The predators, they can predate on the baby elephant, and none of the adult elephants, they don't have any predators. No animal can predate the huge elephants, the adult elephant. The animals can predate only on the young calves and young babies. And the mother will always be with the calf until they are aged about 8 to 10 years. If there is a male baby, it becomes adult at the age of 12 years and they move separately from the herd to be on its own as a tusker. Here you can see the whole vegetation of Corbett National Park, the beautiful Ramganga River and the grasslands at the foreground. There's a beautiful forest in the mist at the back. And the mother with the calf is always a very pleasant view. And it's a very beautiful view to watch them together in the jungle. The mother will always keep teaching the baby calf right from the very young age. The calf, until it is 7 months old or 6 months old, they cannot eat on its own. They cannot feed on its own. So they have to depend totally on the milk of the elephant. And the trunk for the baby elephant, until it is 7 months old, it does not know what to do with the trunk. So it keeps playing with the trunk however it wants and keep playing with its friends in the herd with the trunk. So until and just to drink water, it knows because the mother teaches the calf how to drink water. So the elephant will always, the mother will always be with the calf to teach. But many of the times, the calf will play very naughty. They play mischievous in the group. So that time, the mother will teach him a lesson by kicking it and by pushing it and pulling its tail also. Here you can see the beautiful dust coming out while chasing away the naughty calf. Whenever it is in the herd, the elephants, they take care of the calf very much. And during this period, it is very difficult for us to approach the herd at a very close distance, because like humans, we always clutch our babies to our arms and our this thing. Very similarly, the elephants also, they will always be with the calf, and they will not like anybody in any intruders to come very close to their herd. Here you can see a calf suckling the mother, and mother will always be even while drinking the water also, it will show you show the calf how to drink water, how to play in the water, and how to cross in the water, and how deep it is in the waters. That also, if the calf is got caught in the small pond or anything, it will push it back. So all these things it will teach in the jungle. And when the calves are very small, the two elephants, the mothers, or the two mothers, or the two mother elephants, they keep the calves between them. They will not keep the calves outside them. So it is always between the two huge elephants, the calves will always move because of the security. And here you can see, though there are two mothers, their calves are always with their own mothers. It will not, the mothers will not get exchanged, or the other mothers will not take the other calves along with them. It is their own calves, they will always be together. And many times there will be orphans in the jungle where the mother will die due to different reasons. That time, some of the elephants, due to good values, like in humans also, we have humanitarian values. Like that, similarly, the mothers, they take care of that baby and bring them up. And while they are crossing in the water, they will show the calf how to cross, how to drink, and other things. But have you ever seen or heard what happens when the baby is died? When the baby is died, many of the photographers, or many of us, for a very long time, we have not seen the dead body of the calves or the elephants. What happens is that the dead body of the elephant, when it is died, the other elephants in the herd, they come very close and they pray in front of the dead body, and they mourn for almost about a month, standing next to the dead body until the bones are remaining. Sometimes some of the closest friend of that dead elephants, they carry the bones of that dead body as a memento. For a very long time they keep that. And the elephants are have got very good memories. Their memory is such that their brain size is almost about 4 to 5 kilos, and the cerebral cortex, which is called as the data software capacity of the brain, is called as the cerebral cortex in the brain of the elephant. It stores the data so much that elephants can memorize for a very long time. They can even see their image in the mirror and they can recognize. And some of the humans or some of the elephants, if they meet after so many years, maybe 5 years or 10 years, they can recognize their friends, or some of the humans they can recognize, and they feel very happy to meet them. So this memory is very, very good in particularly elephants. And what happens when the calf die? When the calf die in African elephants, the researchers have found that they bury the calves in the mud. But of late, the Indian researchers have found only from 3 to 4 years, they have found that in India also, the mothers will bury the elephants, putting the legs upside down, the body inside, and they put little mud on this. You can see the Kaswan and Mr. Rai, who are the researchers, they have taken pictures of this. And this is the latest finding in Indian elephants. And this is a very, very surprising and very astonishing story of this elephants. Elephants, as I said, they always move in the herd. They socialize very much and they are social animals. They love to be in the groups, particularly the females. The mothers with the cows, they always love to be in the groups. And when you are in the grasslands or in the open area in the jungles, like Kabini jungle in South India, or Corbett National Park, or Kaziranga National Park, in the whole of the grasslands, there will be different groups. Each group containing about 30 to 40 elephants, and sometimes I have counted 80 elephants in Kabini jungles. So here you can see so many different groups and all. But how do they lead? The female elephant, which is called as the matriarch, it leads the whole group. The matriarch is the eldest lady of the group. So it knows where to find the food, it knows where to go for the water, and it teaches the other mothers to teach their babies. And all those things this matriarch will do. So these elephants, which are in a group, they go for food, they go for water, everything in a group. They will not separate it. And here also you can see how the cows, the babies are kept here. When they just come out of the group, immediately the auntie elephant, they bring them into the closer and put them into the center of the group so that they feel more secure. And here you can see when you approach the elephants, when there are calves, they become agitated. They don't like any presence of humans or any presence of predators, any presence of vehicles or anything in their domain. And they become agitated and they want us to get away from that whole scenario. And the elephants, they always congregate together. The congregation elephants in the forest is a beautiful scene, and you have to see it to believe it. You should go to the forest to believe it. And you can see huge formations. When they are in front of you, you can see the formations. They will not mix with each other. They separate and they form the line. They are very disciplined animals. Even while drinking water, there is early morning first light falling on the elephants, the golden light falling on the elephants in Corbett National Park in river Ramganga. They always try to stand next to each other. And many of the times, they wait for the other elephant to finish its drinking or bathing. Then they'll get into the water. When it is a pond, a very small pond or a waterhole, when it is a river, they always get into the river with the group. They give space between each one of them and they maintain discipline even while walking or being in the water. And they love to be being with the other animals also. And then living together is the most important discipline aspect of elephants. They are afraid of predators like tigers or leopards, but all vegetarian animals they love and they try to be with them as far as possible. And they are moving or when they are running, I don't know, by choice or by chance, we get position of the legs very similar, very sequential, like the front legs will be in the same position, the rear legs will be in the same position. Even while drinking also, I have seen they drink at once together. This is the early morning shot, just while there is a sunrise, I shot these elephants in Corbett. And here you can see how they maintain. It is not by luck that I have got the position of the tails like this. It is a tail of the tails. And here you can see the position. They're all in the same direction. I have seen them many times doing like this. I don't know how they maintain that algorithm or the movement. I don't know. And here also you can see this was taken in Corbett National Park. This was taken in Kaziranga National Park. So the direction of the tails also, I don't know, sometimes maybe because when I'm shooting, I may get that, or maybe because of their behavior, they do like that. I don't know. But many of the pictures I got like this. While shooting pictures also, you should not take very close up of animals. You should show the vegetation that it is living, the vegetation, how the elephants they prefer, the hills, the forests, the rivers, all those things, it gives beauty to the picture. It is not always that you should take only the close-up of elephants always. See, in all my pictures, I love to show the vegetation, the atmosphere and feeling that it gives in the picture is it beautifies the image to a large extent. And when it is drinking water in a pond, a huge pond, they also try to take a mud bath. Here we can see one of the elephant is taking mud bath. Why do they take mud on their body? Is to get away from the ticks or some of the insects that bite the skin. So to get away from that, they take a mud bath and they put dust on their back also. And here you can see the elephant grass at the back. The elephant grass in the Kaziranga, Manas, all those regions, they are taller than the elephants. Our Indian elephants are almost about 8 to 10 feet tall. So the grass is almost 12 to 15 feet tall. Once the elephants are in the grass, you cannot make out that there are elephants. So it is very dangerous to walk in the jungles of Kaziranga National Park. So here they are all approaching the water hole, and the elephants, they love water like anything. And because of their body, they need water. Once they drink water, the trunk can take nearly about 12 to 15 liters of water at once. And they eat nearly about 140 kilos of food every day they need. Either the bark of the trees or the grass or the other things also they eat in this thing. They're all vegetarians. All elephants are vegetarians. Now coming to the communication, how do they communicate? The elephants, they communicate in various forms, by touching, by feeling, by putting the trunk in the mouth, and socializing is also very important through the touch of trunks and other things. And elephants, they love to play with each other by touching each other's trunk, head, and other things, and they communicate what it wants, whether they want to play or whether they want to fight, or they are feeling happy about it, or to greet it, or all those things. The communication of elephants is infrasound. They communicate through infrasonic sound, which humans cannot hear at all. And they travel nearly about 5 to 10 kilometers across the jungle. If the infrasonic or the growls, what they call, or the trumpet, what we call the huge sound the animals they make, when it travels in, if the sounds are very high, they cannot travel very long distance because of the disturbance in the forest, like huge trees and other huge plants. It will obstruct the sound waves, so it will not travel. If there is a growls, which is the milder sound, it can travel at a lower base of the ground and it can reach about 5 to 10 kilometers, and it can communicate with the other groups, saying that there is another group and asking them where is the water, which is the direction for the water, or communication in different ways. They send the signals across. And here also you can see how the other young tusker, it is just communicating with the maybe the mother or the auntie elephant. These are all the kind of communications they love to socialize with the animals. Here you can see this is not communication, but the elephant is sensing. The sense of the elephants is very, very good. The trunk not only used for feeding or eating or bringing down the bark of the elephant, the trees or anything, but it is used to sense. It is like a nose. So the nose of the elephant, it can take sense of humans or any other predator animals from a very far off distance. Supposing if I am standing here and the wind is blowing from my side towards the elephant, the my human body odor or the predator's body odor can travel towards the elephant, and it can sense there is a human here or a tiger or a leopard or some animal is there, so it can sense that. So to sense, it has to lift its trunk, and they sense in different directions. They try to find in which direction the humans are there or other animals are there. As I said, the elephants, they love water. They love water to drink. They love water to bathe, and they spend a lot of time in the when they find the water. Here you can see the lalkam, the huge male elephant in carpet. It is taking a bath. And when it is with the calf, they always be together, even while drinking water also. And playing in the water is a very good time pass for elephants. Because of the heat in their body, they want to spend more time cooling off their glands in the body. So they spend more time, and they also socialize while bathing, and they play with the cows also. And here you can see the two adult elephants, how they are playing. So this is also a way of communicating. This was taken in BR Hills at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You can see the beautiful evening light falling on that. And a tusker, when it is in the muff, when it is not finding the female for mating, so that time it to cool off its body, because during musk the elephant will be in heat. So to cool off their body, they spend more time in bathing in the water, and they take as much of water onto its body, and for a long time it will be spending time in the body. Here you can see it is in the musk, the male elephant, and sometimes it will topple down and take a bath. So rolling down in the water. So these are all funny incidents that we see in the jungle. It's nice seeing elephants playing in the water. And even when you're close to them, they will not bother about your presence, because they are more interested in taking bath or drinking in the water, things like that. And synchronization is very, very important. I don't know, even the tails that you saw, how they synchronize to one direction, even while drinking water also, they synchronize a lot. So this I have observed a lot when we are spending more time with the elephants. You can see how beautiful synchronization is happening between mother and calf. So after the taking water bath, they want to put talcum powder on the body. Like humans, we use put powder on our face. That is to beautify our face, we put talcum powder. But whereas animals, they put this dust or sand bath, what we call, on their body to keep away the ticks that are found in the forest. The ticks are like a thicker type of insect that keeps biting the uh, skin of the elephant. So that to keep away the ticks, also other insects, they put the sand bath. So they love this sand bath very much after the water bath. So here also you can see how the tourists, they are very close to uh, elephant when it is taking a mud bath. And during while it is eating grass from the sand, there will be a lot of dust in the sand as well as in the grass also. So to dust it off, they hit the grass onto their toes to drop off all the sand and other particles, and then they eat only the raw grass. So that is the brilliance of the uh, elephants. That is why I said the animal, though it is very gigantic, their brain is very good and most intelligent among all the animals. I'm almost at the end of my presentation. So here I am showing you how these gigantic elephants, which has got almost about 40,000 muscles in there, only in the trunk, and the humans, which has got 650 muscles in the whole body, and the mahout, who is just about 5.5 feet or maximum 6 feet, and who weighs are approximately about 60 to 70 kg. He controls this gigantic animal. He commands it, and he can control the whole animal however he wants. So here you can see the mahout taking the tourists in the jungle. So the animals are used for this purpose, taking the tourists in the jungles. And when the timing in the jungle is over, the elephants are put to different use, like bringing the timber from the forest or bring the grass from the forest, all those things. And here you can see a mahout, the comparison of the size of the mahout with the elephant. Though he is a small person with a very, very few grams of brain, he can control such a gigantic animal. So the elephant, even though it is a very huge, it can act according to the commands of a small person. So it becomes very docile, very gentle. And these animals, they are also used in many of the tourist places to take the tourists to the top of the hill, like in Jaipur, Amber Fort, which is almost about 2 kilometers uphill. The elephants are used to carry the tourists. And particularly, since I said the elephants are found only in Africa and Asian countries, the people from other countries, they don't see elephants. So it is, they're very, uh, uh, happy. They feel very happy to see such a beautiful and lovely, cute elephants at a close distance. And they also feel happy to sit on their back and take a ride. So the foreigners, they love this more than the Indians. And the skin of the elephant, it will not be like this in the wild. And these tamed elephants, which are used for a day-to-day life, is given a daily bath. So that time they brush the skin like anything, and they the skin this thing comes out, and they can see all these uh, small dots on the skin, and they become whitish like that. Otherwise, the whole body will be dark and dark black. And this will not happen in the wild. And the elephants are also used for our day-to-day pujas, or to carry the deity of Chamundeshwari during Dasara festival in Mysuru, or they are used in Puram festival in Trishur. And these elephants are also used in many of the temple activities in Sri Lanka, Thailand, Myanmar, and Indonesia, and for the temple purpose, they use these elephants everywhere. Particularly in South Indian temples, you find there is a dedicated 1 or 2 elephants for the temples. Majority of the huge temples will have these kind of elephants. And the elephants are in danger because they are confronted with the humans at every stage. Even in the wild, they are confronted with the tourists. And tourists, when they are going in the forest, they move the vehicles at a very fast distance, damaging the elephant or killing the elephants. So we have to be very careful when we are dealing with the elephants, because we are entering their world. They are not coming into our world, and we are destroying their forest, and they don't have any place to go anywhere now. They don't have food. So naturally, they come into contact with humans. So we have to be very protective with the elephants, and give them space, give them freedom. And the God has given the same world, same forest to both animals and humans to live together. So let us live together peacefully with the animals, and not disturbing them or not killing them. So save elephants and love elephants. Thank you so much, and I hope you like the presentation.
Great, wonderful. You deserve a
Thank you so
doctorate
much.
for this, sir.
What a presentation, Satish ji.
Thank you so much, sir.
It shows how much research we have done on the elephant behavior and everything. And particularly your description about the common animals and birds of Africa and India
Yes.
is very much remarkable. And the interest you created among the participating members, that our advisor Lisa Sneller has changed her background as an elephant background.
Oh, super.
Oh, yes, this shows
Thank you,
Great,
madam.
kind of
great.
interest. Done, very
Thank
good.
you.
So before we go for a question answer session, this is third presentation by S. Satish ji on our platform, and we have noticed his very deep research work not only on elephants but in other wildlife, animals, nature, and particularly his pictorial approach to capture wildlife is remarkable, and we are so much pleased that today we are going to honor him with the fellowship of Dhanbad Camera Club. So let me share my screen, and really today I am very happy. Let me share my screen first. Oh, yes, Satish ji, here goes. And we are really pleased and honored to honor you with the DCC Fellow.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Great,
And,
great.
It's a
You
great
wonderful.
privilege for me. Thank you so much.
This shows how much you are close to our Dhanbad Camera Club, because
Yes, sir.
in almost 90% of our webinars, you are
Yes.
always present.
Thank you so much.
So that is one
KG
thing.
is very close to us also. We also
Yes,
love him.
sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir. Love you
We all
all.
love him.
we highly respect your dedication towards the nature photography. So now,
Yes.
friends, let me stop sharing.
Any
Now the
questions out
friends
there, I can take.
open for question and answer session. Please feel free to ask any question from our, I can say, nature expert of the India, S. Satish.
Satish, sir, my request to you will be, you must
Yes, sir.
submit this for your PhD. I think the work is much better than any university will grant you a PhD
I
for
know,
this.
sir. I'm
We
just
now,
as
we say that
small.
you are Dr. S. Satish. Lovely,
Thank you
lovely
so much for
presentation.
your
Outstanding.
this thing. But
Outstanding.
I'm just a small
That
speck
will
of
happen.
dust in the vast field of wildlife.
I will submit this to Wildlife Institute of India in Dehradun and request them to do research on this. Lovely.
Thank you, sir.
No
Thank you
match.
so much.
Great.
Yes, Anil sir, please go ahead.
Mukesh ji kindly allowed
Yes,
me
please
to
go
say
ahead, sir.
something because
Yes,
I'll
yes.
have I'll have to go somewhere. Wonderful presentation, very educative. Excellent elephant story told by Mr. H. Satish, another Tusker, embedded with the beautiful pictures.
Thank you, sir.
I highly appreciate. I thank you, Satish ji, very much. And I also wish to thank DCC for bringing you this evening and having us this wonderful presentation. All the very best. My
Thank you
all
so much,
respect
sir.
and love for you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
I'll have to go somewhere.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
sir. Thank
Okay,
you.
sir.
Thank you.
Bye
Sure,
bye.
sure. We shall
Thank
meet
you
again.
for your
Thank you.
presence. Yes, Lisa, do you want to say something?
I would like to say something. I
Sure,
fully enjoyed that. Thank you
The
so much.
backdrop is fantastic.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I knew there was some differences between African and Indian elephants, but I didn't know all of that by any means. I just knew a couple of things. So it was informative
Okay.
and beautiful lighting on your photographs and just wonderful. Thank you so much.
Nice to know you.
Thank you,
Know
thank
from
you.
you, madam. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Anybody else wants to ask any question?
Can I ask
Sir,
this,
I have got one question.
Sure.
Sir, there is presently a conflict between man and elephant because of the increased population of elephants also in many of the areas where they try to invade into human fields, etc., and harvest, etc., destroy it. And that is why many places human beings try to keep the elephants away by scaring them from their habitat also. And some countries, the population has increased so much that they want to give the elephants to other countries also. So what is the way out of this is actually problem? How it can be solved?
Until and unless we stop entering the forest and deforesting is stopped, there is no this thing for all these human and elephant conflicts. Because until we stop the forest eradication, they don't have any place to go. And nowadays, I can tell you that in Bangalore, just about in the middle of the city, I'm staying in Jayanagar area, which is south Bangalore. From my house, about 7 kilometers away, about 20 years back, I was stopped in the vehicle by the police in the middle of the road, saying that the elephants are crossing, wait for half an hour. So I waited for half an hour. In front of me, all the elephants, they passed. That is actually the corridor of elephants from Tamil Nadu forest. It enters the Bangalore forest, and through Bangalore it goes to another forest. It's about 50 kilometers that they have to traverse in that elephant corridor. That's the route by the elephants. They remember in their brain from the ancestral time. So now their corridor is totally closed, and there are thousands of buildings have come up. So where they have space to go now? So it is very difficult. They have lost their food. They have lost their land. So this conflict is happening not only in Bangalore or in India. It is happening throughout the world, wherever the animals are there. It is not just elephants. even the other animals are also facing this threat of human and elephant, human and animals conflict is there. So the government is taking a lot of initiative to stop this, but they can take to certain extent. But as always, our population of humans around the periphery of the forest, it has got nearly about 70 to 80% of the uneducated people, because they are not educated about the importance of the animals and their importance. So these people have to be educated first, though the forest department are doing that work, but they are not ready to accept this. So that is the reason why we are losing a lot of animals, both elephants or tigers or leopards, or even for that matter, very, very small animals, which is very important for the diversity of the ecology of the jungles. So that's also very important. So because until this mindset is changed, which takes another thousands of years with the humans, this cannot be stopped. Sir.
Well said. Well said.
Can I ask you something, Satish?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah, this is Satish here. My camera, I cannot switch it on. The network is not stable here.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, it was a wonderful, very informative, rather a scientific, session from you, sir. Thank you very much. I was one of the luckiest to see among 31 people who joined in this session. A few doubts. I think nobody else is there to maybe better than you to clarify this. Recently, I was watching a movie called Poucher. Anybody loves elephant can watch that movie. It talks about killing of elephants in Kerala, and basically about the ivory and stuff like that. But there are a lot of other information shared. One is that elephants are like tigers. They are very important to protect the forest as such, because of the fertilization as well as seed distribution, because it's a lot of vegetation that distributes all over the forest. Second, they say they uses the legs, the feet of the elephants are very sensitive, and it can take low frequency sound even from around 20 miles away from the other person or maybe predators. Maybe you can clarify it. I mean, I'm very new to this information. I just wanted to, because of your experience, maybe you can clarify it. I didn't see that in your, the speeches of these particular two things, these two aspects probably.
Actually, if you remember, I spoke about the communication where they do communicate with other groups with the low infrasounds frequency that humans cannot hear. And they send the sound signals to other groups, which is 8 to 10 kilometers. And I also said that their signals, when they give big signals, it will be stopped by the huge trees. The sound signals will be obstructed during that time. So that is one way. Otherwise, particularly in Africa, where it is a savanna or the grassland, there are no disturbances. It can travel to 10 to 20 kilometers across. And these communications are done between the elephant groups for various reasons. And even in Namibia also, there are desert elephants which they move on the sands. They also communicate to other groups to find out in which direction the water is available, because that's a totally a deserted desert area. So likewise, even in India also, there are all the elephants, they have to communicate. That is just like our human beings, we communicate because we can talk. That is one gift that God has given to us. To talk and speech is one of the gift that God has given. Whereas the animals, they can only communicate through growls, trumpets, or through infrasounds that they can send, and also by touching, by feeling, and all those things are also communications that they can do. And when it comes to poaching and other things, everybody knows how India has stopped the sale of tusks, that is the ivory, in the international market. And in fact, there were thousands of kilograms at once. They burnt it in Africa. with a huge mold of ivory tusk that they captured from the poachers. They burnt it and they stopped the ivory poaching or trading between the different countries. That was the beginning of stopping the ivory trade in Africa. And the same thing happened in India also by stopping the poaching. And you know, in particularly Kerala and Tamil Nadu and Karnataka forest, there was Veerappan, who was the renowned poacher of elephants. How many elephants he had killed and used the tusks and all. So now he is no more. So now the trading of tusks is no more. So that is how it keeps happening everywhere. So now it is much better. The trading has stopped and now elephants are saved.
Hello. Hello, Mr. Satish. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
I'm Narayanan from Chennai, a
Hello,
member of
sir.
TSM. Actually, this is the best month to travel to Uttarakhand to see the elephant in herds. I had traveled a few times, but I had not seen the herd, huge herds.
Okay. So usually elephants, they have different seasons to come to the grasslands or to the riverside. So when there is a monsoon, they find the water everywhere in the jungles and they don't come to the riverside or to the regular ponds that they usually visit. And during the months of summer, where they don't find water in the hills or in the jungles, they have to come to the riverside and there is no other go. So during April, May, and June, 3 months, you will find the elephants in the grasslands of Corbett National Park, or even for that matter, any national parks near the water area, you will find the elephants. Once the monsoon starts, it is quite difficult for you to see them, though you find it in very small groups, 1 or 2 groups in the jungles because of the availability of water. If you want to see large congregation of elephant in huge numbers, then May, June is the best months. Any forest for that matter.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Covid.
Thank you, Satish. Before we close, let me read a few messages by participating members in the chat box. To start with, Vinay Matthew. He wrote, "What a collection of elephant photos you have shown, Satishji. Very impressive. Today I could understand why your friends call you Tusker." Wonderful. Lovely. And then S. Chandrasekhar, super presentation, Satish. Then Kalpana Parikh, excellent presentation. Then Baju, BGM, superb. Then Subhasis, exclusive and excellent presentation, sir. Then Narayanan, awesome presentation, Mr. Satish, thank you. Then Amitabh Thapiyal, awesome presentation, well researched. And then Lisa Snellier, outstanding presentation, thank you. Anita Mysore, congratulations, Satish, wonderful presentation. Then Praveen Jaggi, it was an encyclopedia on elephant. Then comes Ram Kumar, fantastic presentation, sir. Oh my God, so much. Oh my God. Suresh, super presentation. Amit, wonderful presentation. It has enlightened us about the wildlife and what precautions one should take while doing for wildlife photography. And also he has thanked DCC. DCC, thank you for inviting me. Very enlightening webinar.
Mr. Trishji has got anything to say, sir?
No,
because you have been very close to Corbett National Park always.
Yeah, always.
Just 50
always
kilometers.
No, yeah, I was in that. I was a part of Corbett also for quite some time. And we had a wonderful time there. But what you have presented, it's scientific study, very
deep
presentation.
Yes.
very systematic presentation, and I think that's there are no words to express.
Oh, thanks a
Beautiful,
lot.
beautiful, and hats off to you.
Thank you.
Yes.
The interest you are taking all the time in
I have
these
one
things.
small
The
question.
presentation is fantastic.
Thanks a lot, sir.
I'm
Okay.
proud of you, sir.
Yes, please.
I have one small question. I want to know from Satish ji,
What?
how the human being, such a tiny person, can control such a huge animal.
Actually, how means it is very difficult to say how, because the humans have got a tactics to control all the animals. Because
Yeah,
if
that's
you
fine.
take sharks, or if you take dolphins, which is in the underwater, they give training for them. Even particularly, you might have seen in America or in Singapore zoos and so many places, how they train those underwater animals to play according to their tunes. So it is quite amazing that a human being, which is very small compared to all these animals, he can tactfully, he can control and give training. And even a gigantic animal like elephants, not only in India, even in Africa, they had tamed elephant and they were using for day-to-day work. So it is quite amazing fact that God has given human a uh, very difficult kind of this thing for humans, and thankfully, or maybe it is not good also to control the wildlife, because it should be left as it is. In my, according to me, animals or birds or anything, it should not be controlled. It should be in the wild. Wild animals belongs to wildlife, and just for our entertainment, we make them to dance according to our tunes, which is not good. But it is quite surprising how a human can do that.
But Satish ji, one thing I tell
Thank you.
that
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
these Mahavats, they are dedicated friends of elephants. They love
Yes.
them like a family member.
Yes, yes.
So they are very important for animals
Yeah,
also.
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
And when some animal is sick, then you see how they take care of it. Their
Yes,
children,
yes.
their
I've seen
family,
that.
everything
Yes.
dedicate that animal.
Yes.
And that's how they are, that love teaches them how to go deep inside
Yeah,
and
yeah.
how to control them also. It's their
Absolutely.
love, the family love. Family of the house.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, friends, thanks everyone. And today we had a very interesting presentation by Satish ji. And Satish ji start preparing something new for the future with the Dharmat Camera Club. We will not leave you. Okay.
Sure.
Because you know very well, YPS is one club, very old club in the country, which Dharmat Camera Club loves a lot. So, good
Yes.
night to everyone.
Thank you. Good
Thank you,
night.
sir. Thanks
And
a lot.
hats off to
Thanks
you,
for the
Satish.
opportunity also.
Lovely show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so
I love
much.
you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
I'm blessed. Thank you.
We love you. Bye-bye.